Stay tuned because I'm going to show you the exact exercises I do every week, the ones that actually work, and moves that you can do at home or in the gym to get those strong, defined, sexy arms that we all want. So here's the truth. Most women over 40 are doing the wrong arm exercises. Your hormones, recovery, muscle response, it's all shifted, and your old routines, they just don't cut it anymore. I'm Julie Laurie, IFBB Fitness Pro and certified trainer, and I've coached thousands of women over the last 20 years. Today, I'm sharing 5 upper body exercises that will completely change your arms, even if you've been stuck for years. These aren't moves that you might expect, but when you do them with intention and consistency, they're going to tone, tighten, and reshape your body in ways that cardio and light weights never will. And make sure you stay until the end because I'm going to answer some of the most common questions that I get about how to fit these moves into your weekly routine so you can start seeing the results that you want. Okay, let's get started. So this first exercise is often thought of as being primarily back, but it really does engage your arms and work your whole upper body. So this is an inverted row, or sometimes called an Australian pull-up. And I love this because it hits your rhomboids, it hits your lats, your rear delts, but also your biceps, your forearms, even engages your core. So to start an inverted row, you're going to use a bar. I've got my Smith machine here. You can easily have that on a rack as well, or any kind of low bar. So you're going to go underneath to start, and it should be just a few feet off the ground, kind of right above your head is where I like to line it up. To begin a modified inverted row, you're going to keep your knees bent. So this is a great way to start out if you haven't tried these before. From here, you're going to lean back. I like to grip with my thumb around the bar and hands just a little bit wider than shoulder width. And push through your heels to lift your hips. Now I'm a little too far back, so I'm going to come underneath and I'm pulling up to my chest, not to my chin. So you want to pull, squeeze your back, really feel it through your arms, chest up, okay? So that's a modified version of the inverted row. To make this harder, you're going to extend your legs. Keep a really straight body. So back to that position here. So now your body's nice and straight, and you're still pulling up to the bar, holding, and back down. Up. Okay, if you want to make this even harder, we're going to take and pull a bench in front of us. So I'm going to grab my bench here, slide it over. And now you can put your heels up on the bench, arms out, and now you're almost at a decline position here. Pulling up and holding, and back down. Okay, so that is an inverted row. The upright row is an awesome upper body movement that is going to target your shoulders for sure, so it's going to hit those delts, but it's also going to be a pull movement that works into your biceps. So for an upright row, I'm going to show you 2 options, one with a band and one with dumbbells. You could do it with a barbell too if you'd like, but I love to use the dumbbells for this. So you're going to start standing up nice and tall, feet are just about shoulder width apart. You take the dumbbells in front of your quads and stand up from here, chest is nice and lifted. So with this upright row, you're pulling up through, keeping your elbows just a little bit higher than your wrists and your dumbbells, and you come back down. So it's lifting up for the pull and back down there. So take these slow and really keep your core tight and engaged as you go, okay? So if you don't have dumbbells, if you'd prefer to use a band, let me grab my band here. I have a long looped band that works really well for these. So you're gonna stand in the band. Hands are gonna be just about shoulder width. So again, right in front of your quads. And as you lift up, you're going to be pulling, keeping your wrists neutral. Don't let them go up or down. Chest is lifted and back down. So there, and lift up. Okay, that's an upright row. Our next exercise is a push exercise, and this is a gold standard for triceps in particular. So these are our tricep dips, or sometimes called bench dips. Now, if you don't do these with correct form, they can really hurt your shoulder rotator cuff area. So I want you to be very careful. If you have shoulder issues, this might be one to skip. However, you can do these safely if you're careful with them. So for a tricep dip, I'm gonna have a bench that is right about the height of your knees. So you can kind of move that up and down. It doesn't have to be exact. But we're gonna come to the bench. You're gonna place your hands so that your palms are on top with your fingers wrapping around the bench. And you can use a chair for this if you're at home and don't have a bench. So from here, to start, you're gonna keep your knees bent, chest is lifted, and you keep your glutes pretty close to the bench. You don't wanna be too far out here. So you're lifted here and you're dipping down, pulling your elbows together as you do it, and squeezing back up. So take these slow and really feel them in the back of your arms. You know, that's an area that seems to get softer for us. That's one of the first areas that seems to get softer, I feel like. So, okay, to make a tricep dip harder, straighten your legs, still keeping your hips pretty close. Chest is lifted, core is nice and tight, and you're going down just to where your glutes graze the ground and back up. Now, I don't want you to go lower than your elbow being 90 degrees here. That's about as low as I would go with it. And push back up, okay? So if you want to make a tricep dip even harder, you can take a second bench and elevate your feet, or you could take a chair and do that. So I don't have a second one here today, but that's okay. So that's really hitting the back of your arms and your triceps, but also your shoulders as well. So it's really gonna pop right there. My fourth exercise, this is a push-up. Now, push-ups really are one of the most important exercises that you can do because they're so good for your upper body in particular, but they still engage your core and really your entire body. Because it gets involved when you're doing push-ups. In fact, I like push-ups so much that I include it as one of my measures on my fit test for my online training clients. So push-ups can be modified in lots of different ways, but they're a great, yes, you're right, pushing kind of movement that are gonna really tone and tighten your arms and throughout your whole upper body. So to start off, if you've never done push-ups before, that's okay. We can modify things to make them work right for you. So a couple things you can do to modify. First, you can start on your knees. And the important thing with push-ups is you've got this straight line from your shoulders down to the point that's actually touching the ground. So shoulders lined up directly over top of your arms or your hands, and knees can be bent to start. Core is pulled in nice and tight, and hips are straight. So as you go down, elbows go back and up, okay? So there's the kneeling modified push-up. For my fit test, what I have women do is a true hand release push-up without stopping, good form. So once you're comfortable with a kneeling push-up, then you can go to your feet. So you're on your feet here, chest, again, elbows are just slightly bent, not locked out all the way, but you have your shoulders over your hands, up on your toes, straight line, and you're going down. Let your chest graze the ground and back up, keeping it tight. Down and back up. Couple watch outs here is that when you start to get tired, you'll do things like sag or let your whole body come down too much. So don't let that sag happen. Make sure you're keeping your core tight, pushing through your arms and upper body, not doing kind of a worm to get up with it. Another thing you could do to modify push-ups if you're not quite ready for full push-ups is to use either a wall or a bench. So I'm gonna elevate my hands this time on a bench. That's gonna take some of the weight off of your upper body and makes it more accessible. So here, so keep that straight line in mind, and you're pushing down, elbows in nice and tight, and back up, down. Okay, so there is a way to do push-ups no matter what level you are at. We can take them to the wall too if you need. Start slow, work your way up over time, but don't be afraid of push-ups. They're so good for you. Finally, I have a combination of a push and a pull that's going to combine two powerhouse movements that are going to really tighten, tone, and define your arms and your upper body. So this is a bicep curl to an overhead press. So you've got the curl for your pull and you've got the overhead press for your push. And together, they really can save time and be an efficient way to tighten and tone. So I'm gonna do this with dumbbells. And you're gonna start off standing with the dumbbells at your sides and chest is lifted. So you're gonna curl up first and curl to your chest. And then I actually like to do a twisting overhead press here. So twist it up as you go and then come back down and bring them down to your sides. So there's a little bit of twisting movements going on as I'm doing the curl and then pressing up. So core's nice and tight. You're really concentrating on the movement and take it slow so you can feel it in your arms. So some things to avoid, don't be swinging the weights. You're not going to be using the right muscle groups if you do that. So nice and slow, curl up, then take your time, press overhead and come back down. So overhead press with curl. Oh no, dumbbell curl with an overhead press. Okay, so there you are. Those are 5 moves that I want you to include each week for sexy and toned arms. Now I'm going to share the answer to some of the most common questions that women have about these exercises and about arm workouts or upper body workouts in general. So first, will lifting heavy make me bulky? No, lifting heavy is not going to make your arms bulky. What it does is build lean, dense muscle, and that's going to give you shape and definition. Women simply don't have the hormone profile that men do to put on that kind of size. When you lift with intention and fuel properly, your muscles tighten and tone, your metabolism increases, and you actually look leaner and tighter. Question 2, how often should I train upper body? 2 times a week really is ideal. You don't have to train every day, and in fact, you really shouldn't train every day with upper body. You've got to allow your body time to rest and recover. Aim for 2 sessions that combine pushing and pulling movements and make sure that you're increasing the resistance over time. It's that steady progressive overload that really drives change. Question 3, what if I can't do some of these yet, like full pull-ups or the inverted rows? It's totally okay. Every strong woman starts somewhere. If you can't do a full push-up, start on an incline or against a wall. If inverted rows feel impossible, bend your knees or limit the range of motion. Throughout this video, I showed you how to modify these moves for every level. Start where you are and build from there. What matters most is that you stay safe and that you're progressing over time. Keep challenging your body in new ways. Question 4, how long will it actually take to see results? So of course this varies by person, but if you're really consistent and you're training twice a week with your upper body, eating enough protein, you're going to start noticing serious changes in 6 to 8 weeks. Strength is going to improve first and definition generally follows. It's not an overnight process, of course. It's about steady, consistent efforts. If you're ready to rebuild your strength and love how your arms look again, start adding these moves into your workout each week. If you have found this video helpful, please hit like and subscribe. It really helps my channel grow.